Um, Ty, when Steph's doing what he's doing in the third, 21 on 9 of 11, felt like he made everything. How did you guys were able to punch back every time? How did you guys do that?
Yeah, I think, especially when a guy like that explodes, to keep your composure and keep staying with the game plan. I thought, we kind of tried to take them out of what they were doing, and Steph just made a barrage of shots. We tried to blitz, we tried to fire, he split it, he dribbled around it, made some tough shots, some scoop shots falling down, he had it going tonight. But I just like the way we kept our composure. And, I thought in that first quarter defensively we were really good. And then after that, like I said, Steph got going, so it's kind of hard to gauge how good our defense was. But I thought our offense was really good. I thought that third and fourth quarter we really executed out of our offense, didn't get stagnant, had 30 assists, and then we only had one turnover in the second half. We had 2 at the end of the game, but we just, held to take the violation. But 1 turnover, so 6 turnovers for the game, for us is huge. And so when our defense wasn't great tonight, on Steph, I thought our offense really carried us and was pretty good.
Eric seems very comfortable with that starting unit. Previous games, started the second half today at 14 in the third. What do you like about his fit? I mean, he's not a big game for you guys today.
Yeah, he's been closing games for us as of late as well. And just like I said, his poise, his ability to drive a closeout, but also his ability to shoot, 3 or 4 feet behind the line. So it gives you a lot of space. And so when teams are shrinking the floor, you have a long rotation to get out to him. And I thought he did a good job of just staying poised and, like I said, knocking down some big shots in that third quarter.
See, you mentioned the turnovers. The other part of the possessions is y'all had a lot of offensive rebounds. I know that was kind of what y'all were hitting harder in January or first half of February. How did that come about tonight, where you guys were much more aggressive getting possessions back on the misses that you didn't have?
I just thought Russ did a good job of crashing the glass. He had some big plays for us. I think we scored 3 out of 4 of those offensive rebounds he got. T-Man crashing the offensive glass. I thought he was huge as well. And so, when you got your guards, going back and getting offensive rebounds, it puts a lot of pressure on your defense because now we're getting open threes where they're finishing at the basket. So I thought those 2 guys going to the boards was really, really important. And Russ had a huge one in that fourth quarter, and a putback as well. So just things we've been talking about, things we've been working on, things we got to keep getting better at. And, you're starting to see it come around.
Just to follow up on Russ specifically, he had no turnovers tonight in a game where every possession really mattered. And what does that say about the progress that he's made, not just 2 weeks ago from the Golden State game, but just in his time overall since the All-Star break?
That's what great players do. And so, he's getting used to playing with the guys and where guys are going to be at, where the guys want the ball delivered, and just getting familiar. Like I said, it's only been 9 games, and so he's fit right in, and he's done a lot of great things for us. And so he's only going to continue to keep getting better once we kind of learn exactly everything we want to do offensively. But like I said, he's been great for us. Both ends, in the locker room, in practices, in the games, and so just got to continue to keep building off that.
Ty, what was the explanation on the flagrant 2 on Marcus, and was it one of those where after what happened on the previous trip down the floor, they were trying to rein it in?
I don't remember.
Zeus had some struggles defending the Warriors and staying on the floor in the past, but tonight, 19 and 16, what do you make of his progress, not just as a player overall, but in this specific matchup?
I thought, Dan Craig and Brendan O'Connor did a good job just making sure we had the right matchups. And, usually when they go small, teams, they try to go small with them, and sometimes it could be a death trap because now they're driving to the paint, you have no shot blocking, no rim protection. But I thought Zoo did a good job, and like I said, Dan Craig and BOC just, making sure we got the right matchups, when to blitz, when not to blitz. And I thought Zoo did a great job, like I said, on the glass, finishing around the basket, getting to the free throw line, and he was huge for us tonight.
Ty, I think in the 5 of your games since the break, you guys have scored 124 or more points in the game. What have you guys found offensively?
Kawhi and PG, when they're attacking the basket, getting to the paint, we're a totally different team. I think Russ's pace, the way he's pushing the ball in transition, getting easy layups, getting easy threes in transition. And, we find out the style that we want to play. And with PG and Kawhi being healthy, you continue to grow with that, continue to see things we need to work on, things we need to get better at, and we're seeing that. And so we're not there yet. It's still, a process, but I like where we're going. And so, continue to just keep working on the things we need to work on. Like I said, they've been putting the work in, so I gotta give those guys credit and keep building off of it.
Anybody else? Yes, Armando, go ahead.
My bad. When Steph is making those shots and you're talking about guys keeping their composure, is there anything at this point? Is there anything you have to say, or do they already know what to do? Because that's a wild sequence of events to keep your composure under.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it a lot of times, and just the biggest thing is like we was up, 12, 13 points, and so when we went on that barrage, we still up 7. And then we called timeout. Listen, he's gonna make some tough shots. We know who he is, and so just keeping our composure, staying with the game plan, and then we didn't want to overreact too much. We wanted to show him some blitzes, but also we wanted to be able to guard him straight up a little bit too, so we can give up 2s instead of 3s. And you got Clay and Jordan Poole on the backside. It's tough to just try to blitz step the whole game. So as long as we kept that lead at 6 or 7, we just kind of did a couple of different things, but just keep your composure. And I thought we did a good job of doing that.
Last one, Rob.
Yeah, you had to call 3 early timeouts, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. What did you kind of see in that fourth quarter where they finally, the Clippers, they finally got off to the start that was required to put that game away?
I think just executing through our offense. Like, we didn't get stagnant. We ran the sets we wanted to run. We executed our sets, and I like what I saw. And then just early on in the game, when Golden State goes on a 5 or 6 point, 5-6-0 run, I'm always gonna call a timeout just to try to, settle those guys down, because they 5 or 6 can go to 13 or 14 quick. And so you just want to be smart with your timeouts, especially early on in the game, and especially early in that third quarter, because they're a third quarter team. And we talked about that coming out of halftime, and they went on that run, so we had to stop it as quick as we could.
Thank you.
Toby, you had something? All right.